this. He certainly didn't earn points for the landing as he trooped into the end zone despite feeling sore after the flip. Lamar said, quote, "I'd probably do it again, though." So, Shannon, are you okay with Lamar flipping into the end zone?
Skip, I'm fine. Guys are human beings, Skip. This is an emotional game. Now, remember now, they're 0-3 against Kansas City. He knows who's on the other side. And he's just giving his team a lead against a team that many think is going to be the representative for the AFC again in the Super Bowl. And Patrick Mahomes is on the other side. And they had us down by, what, 11 points. And here we are, come all the way back in the fourth quarter, and we now have the lead. And so that was just the emotion pouring out of it. But you also have to understand, this is the Ravens. Skip, play like a Raven. Play hard, play physical, play fast. And they let them be themselves. They're not trying to say, well, this is what you need to do it, and this is how such and such did it. They let you be you. There's not a whole lot of people, unless you've actually been in that locker room, which I had. I like to think some of the culture that permeates out of that locker room now, myself, Rod Woodson, some of the older guys, the Gooses, the Rob Burnett's, had something to do with that and passed that on down to Ray. And Ray took it to Ed Reed and Suggs and all these other guys. So I know what's in that locker room and the mentality. Just play. Play hard, but have fun while you're doing it. That's what Brian Billick always like, okay, y'all doing all this talking during the week. Now, you know we got to play on Sunday. We got this. He's talking too. He's going back and forth with Jeff Fisher or whomever the coach that wants to get into a shouting contest with him. So for me, Skip, I'm not surprised. And John Harbaugh said he was in the end zone. I ain't got no problem with it. Me, no, that's not what I'm doing. Those falls hurt, Skip. And you know who I fought for this tumbling into the end zone? Reggie Bush. Because nobody was really tumbling into the end zone until Reggie Bush started doing that year he won the Heisman. And he was somersaulting and tumbling into the end zone. And ever since then, guys been tumbling into the end zone. So, Reggie, I fought you.
We'll have Reggie on the show pretty soon. You can tell him to his face. Okay. Bottom line to this discussion is I have supported Lamar on this show harder than you have. You've had some issues with his consistent accuracy and ability to throw the football, and I'm all in on Lamar.
Right.
I was not all in on this backflip at this moment in this game. This was the game on the schedule. This is the one he had to win. I said on Friday, he will win this one. And he'll just do it on sheer guts. He's got as competitive a football backbone as any quarterback I've ever seen. He will just figure out a way. If he has to run through your brick wall, he'll do it. And finally, in the end, he had to run through the brick wall to get the yard to save to end the game. This backflip occurred with 3:14 left. And I immediately tweeted, Lamar, it's just too soon. And furthermore, it wasn't executed very well because he hit hard.
They did,
I mean, that is potential. I'm sure it's big, deep bruised, and it's potential to hurt your hip or break a bone. Didn't he? He came down hard.
I definitely don't recommend it.
No.
Now, if you got Tyreek ability, you could do a black flip and land on your feet, Skip.
That was sweet. I'm about to get to that one in just a moment. But I thought John Harbaugh co-signed with gritted teeth, like kind of grudgingly gave into it because he said he didn't see it when it happened. And then he said his wife told him about it. And then he said, then I heard his hip hurt. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. Well, that's a barely co-sign because he finally said, as long as you hold on to the ball and as long as it results in a touchdown, I'll be okay with it. Now back to Tyreek's backflip against the Buccaneers to put them up 17-0 at Tampa, as you recall, about 2/3 through the season last year, just before the Bucs went on their fateful bye week, 17-0 late in the first quarter, and Andy Reid said after the game, I told him I don't like it. I would rather you come over here. If you want to come to behind the bench and back.
It's too late.
It's too late. It's out of sight.
Exactly.
Okay, but that's what Andy Reid said. If we could see that, if we haven't already, the Tyreek backflip, when he is cooking a team like I've never seen anybody cook a team. This went for 44 yards and a touchdown. Just made him look silly. And yeah, he can really backflip. He is a gymnast at heart, right? He's got gymnast in him. That's why he's so great. But the point is, I believe That play right there, that backflip, was the beginning of the end of the Chiefs. I believe that play launched the Buccaneers to where they got to overwhelm the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And you can't tell me all week through the Super Bowl buildup that they didn't talk about he backflipped on us and we got to get even. Because you remember that Antoine Winfield Jr., the young safety, he peace signed him, right? And got a 15-yard flag on.
You know what? I believe that's when the taunting thing, because you got an audience of 100 million people. That was because Skip, they've been flipping and they've been doing, they've been all this talking the whole while.
I got it. But again, that was payback.
Right.
So I had no problem with Antoine Winfield because it's like, you got us, and I'm going to get you back right here because we are about to end this right here, Skip, and we won the game that mattered.
Think about it. How many times what did Pringle do when he scored a touchdown? He did the Ray Lewis dance. Do you know how many guys did the Ray Lewis dance when they scored a touchdown in Baltimore? That was the thing. But Ray understood that. You don't want him to do the Ray Lewis dance? Don't let him score.
Okay, I get that. But as the face of the franchise, as the franchise quarterback, I didn't want to see Lamar backflip yet. There's a place for it, but it's more of a walk-off place. It needs to, because, again, he banged up his hip, and they're going for two because you need to cash in the two to make it a three-point game.
That made it 36. Skip, but at the time, he got so much adrenaline.
I understand.
He feeling pain.
Okay, but that made it 36-35.
Right.
And it was Baltimore up by a point. And as you said, they'd come all the way back from 11 down in the third quarter, which is almost impossible when you, quote-unquote, can't throw, when you don't have a passing offense. But they did it by running the football. They literally ran back into the game. But I'm going to remind you, they missed the two-point try, so now it's a one-point game. And here comes my homeboy. Boom, 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 right down the field, and they get it all the way
34.
to 2nd and 3 at the 32. It was at the 32-yard line with 1 minute and 25 seconds left, and Edwards-Helaire got stripped. Okay, if that doesn't happen, they're already in field goal range.
Yeah, we probably having a different discussion.
I'm pretty sure we are. And then you'd look back at the flip and you'd say,
But here's the thing, though, Skip. I don't believe that flip would have been. See, Skip, I would agree with you. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they called taunting, and they added 15 yards at the kickoff. So now they're going to get the ball, and so they're going to be even closer. Now I would say, you know what? Because we've seen that, Skip. Guys get in college, guys get unsportsmanlike conduct or something like that. It's a 15 yards. Now the team is closer. They get a field goal, and you walking out. Now, but they didn't call taunting, so it was a normal kickoff. So I get it. It'll be like, yeah, you did that flip.
Well, it wasn't taunting because there was nobody around. He got him. You know, he faked him completely out. So he was solo going into the end zone.
Well, I don't know if flipping in the end zone is not taunting a team.
Well, it is. It's taunting the whole defense. Right. Okay.
And now, but they still say, well, we'll let you. If you get an interception, Skip, you can jet down to the other end of the end zone and take your photo together. But that's not taunting either.
Well, okay, it's mixed message because all the celebrations are just fine. You can't aim them at the opponent, right? And you can't stand over a fallen opponent. And,
I get that.
Do this.
I get that. Okay. Well, Zeke can't do this no more because that's taunting, Skip.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
Well, does he do it to a defender? No, he does it up to the cameras, right?
Well, if I'm somebody that I see Zeke get a long run, I'm going to run right next to him. And if you start doing that, say, hey, you see what he did? He taunting.
Okay.
But Skip,
you might have something there.
But I think the thing is, Andy, although John Harbaugh was the special teams coach under Andy, they got two different philosophies, Skip. They got two different teams. The Ravens, that's a whole different type of situation.
Okay, do you think Tyreek looks back and regrets that backflip?
No.
Okay, well, it set off the Bucks. Well, it literally launched them.
No, what launched them was the 5 new offensive linemen that they had in the Super Bowl that couldn't block Shaq Barrett and our defensive line.
I don't know.
Skip, we've seen everybody's throwing for almost over 300 yards against them now. Now they got they got 2 sacks. I think they got 2 sacks in 2 games. A team that was sacking everybody. Now they got 2 sacks in 2 games.
Bucks paid them back.
Yeah, y'all at the end of the day, you win.
Here's the bottom line to Lamar. He's not a gloater. Like Shannon Sharp was a gloater after the game, like, we got you. We rubbed it in on you. And Lamar, after the game, it was the perfect "I told you so" moment. Like, I got him back. I finally beat him.
Right.
Because he said, "I got the monkey off my back."
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, but it's September. You don't get monkeys off your back in September.
Well, bingo. I agree. But after the game, Lamar was like humble to a fault. He wouldn't take any credit.
Yeah, but Skip, that's the quarterbacks. I ain't no